In every negotiation you will ever enter, there is a moment where the room goes quiet. Most men treat that silence like a wound, something to close, something to fill. And in the 3 seconds it takes them to fill it, they hand over everything they were trying to protect. This is not a communication problem. It is a nerve problem, and it has a name: Vienna. September 1814. Napoleon has fallen. Europe's victors gather to carve up a continent. Russia, Britain, Austria, Prussia. 4 powers, 1 map, and the right to redraw it however they please. And then France sends a delegate. France, the defeated nation. The enemy, the country that had just spent 2 decades burning through Europe. By every rule of that room, France had no voice, no leverage, and no seat. The man they sent was Charles Maurice de Talleyrand, and he understood something the 4 victors did not. He did not arrive with demands. He did not argue for France's place. He did not defend the last 20 years. He sat. He listened. He let 4 winners talk. And 4 winners, talking, did what winners always do. They began to disagree. Russia wanted Poland. Prussia wanted Saxony. Austria wanted neither of those things to happen. Britain wanted no single power to grow large enough to become the next Napoleon. Every hour, Talleyrand stayed quiet. The cracks opened wider. Every hour, the 4 of them revealed their limits, their fears, and their price, to him and to each other. He was not being humble. He was collecting. By the time he finally moved, he was not asking Europe for a favor. He was offering a solution to a fracture he had watched form from the first day. France came out of Vienna not as a defeated enemy, but as a great power, back inside the circle that decided the fate of the continent. The loser walked out with a seat at the table. Not because he argued better, because he waited longer. Now watch this happen to you. You are in a salary negotiation. You say your number, and the man across the table does not answer. He looks at your number. He nods slowly. He says nothing. 4 seconds pass. 5. And you hear yourself speak. But I'm flexible. That's negotiable. I mean, depending on the package. He did not counter you. He did not push back. He did not make a single argument. He simply refused to rescue you from silence, and you negotiated against yourself, for free, in under 6 seconds. You will see the same move in a dozen rooms. The client who receives your quote and lets the call go quiet and hears you offer a discount nobody asked for. The man who asks you a hard question, gets your answer, and just waits, and hears you keep talking until you have said the one thing you came in determined not to say. The interviewer who lets the pause stretch after your response and watches you undo it. Every one of these is the same mechanism. Silence is uncomfortable. Discomfort demands action. And the man who moves first loses first. Here is what most people never understand. Silence is not the absence of a move. Silence is the move. It costs nothing, reveals nothing, and forces the other man to spend. So how do you take it back? First, learn the shape of the trap. The moment you finish speaking and the other man does not respond, you are in it. Not maybe. Definitely. That pause is not confusion and it is not disapproval. It is a tool, and it is pointed at you. Once you can name it, it loses most of its power. You cannot be pressured by a silence you recognize as a technique. Second, say your number, then close your mouth. Not soften it, not explain it, not add context. State the thing and stop. If he wants clarification, he will ask. If he does not ask, he did not need it. He was waiting to see whether you believed your own number. This is the hardest physical act in negotiation. Your body will treat those 4 seconds like drowning. They are not. Nothing is happening. The room is simply quiet, and for once it is not your problem to fix. Third, return it. When he goes silent on you, go silent back. Now the pressure has nowhere to go. Now he is the one sitting in it. And here is the part nobody tells you. The man who deployed the silence is usually worse at receiving it because he was counting on you to end it. Fourth, let people finish revealing themselves. Talleyrand's real advantage was not the pause. It was what the pause bought him. 4 men explaining their own weaknesses out loud. Most people, given enough quiet, will tell you exactly what they are afraid of. They will fill space with information they meant to protect. All you have to do is not interrupt them. The law. Silence transfers pressure. Whoever breaks it pays for it. The field test. 1 week. Pick 3 conversations this week, not important ones, practice ones. In each, after you say something that matters, count 4 full seconds before you say anything else. 4, not 2. You will notice 3 things. 1. Your own discomfort will be enormous and completely invisible to the other person. What feels like an eternity to you reads as composure to them. 2. People will fill that space almost every time, and what they fill it with will be more honest than anything they said before it. 3. The 4th second is where it breaks. 1, 2, 3 are bearable. 4 is where the other man starts to move. Do it for a week and it stops being a technique. It becomes the way you sit in a room. 1 warning, and it matters. Silence is a weapon, and weapons do not know who they are pointed at. Used on a colleague, it is leverage. Used on someone who trusts you, a friend, a partner, someone waiting for you to say something human, it is not strategy. It is cruelty wearing strategy's clothes. The man who cannot turn it off does not become powerful. He becomes alone. And the difference between those 2 outcomes is not skill. It is knowing which room you are standing in. Learn the pause so no one can use it on you. Use it on the people who are already using it on you. That is the whole of it. Silence is the cheapest leverage in existence, and almost nobody picks it up. The full breakdown of this, and the 17 other moves people run on you without saying a word, is in the Dark Playbook. First chapter is free, link below. Next one. Why the man who speaks the first number has already lost.